The city was alive with the steady hum of traffic and the chatter of pedestrians. In the middle of it all, Marcus Carter stepped out of his car, adjusting the collar of his neatly pressed military uniform. Every pin and ribbon on his chest told a story of sacrifice, dedication, and honor. He had just returned from serving overseas, 14 months in one of the most dangerous regions in the world. Today was supposed to be a celebration. His niece, the light of his life, was graduating high school. He had promised her that no matter where he was in the world, he would be there. He parked outside the school auditorium, bouquet in hand. But before he could even close his car door, the sound of squealing tires caught his attention. A police cruiser rolled up fast, stopping just feet from him. The city bustled with life as Marcus Carter stepped out of his sleek black Cadillac. The summer sun reflected off the polished metal, casting a sharp gleam across the street. He adjusted the collar of his military uniform, every metal pinned with precision. This day was meant to be about family, his niece's high school graduation. The air was warm, the kind that carried the sounds of laughter, music, and traffic all at once. Marcus took a deep breath, holding a bouquet of bright yellow flowers. After 14 months overseas, the sight of his hometown felt comforting. But the comfort was short-lived. A police cruiser rolled to a stop just a few feet away, its tires screeching lightly against the asphalt. Two officers stepped out, their expressions sharp and unwelcoming. The taller one, Reynolds, gave Marcus a slow, suspicious look, as though his uniform meant nothing. "License and registration," Reynolds said, his tone leaving no room for conversation. Marcus nodded calmly, reaching into his pocket. "Of course, officer." He handed over his driver's license along with his military ID. The words U.S. Army Captain were printed clearly across the card, but Reynolds barely looked at it. "This car yours?" Reynolds asked. "Yes, sir," Marcus replied, keeping his voice steady. The second officer, Carter's son, had already begun circling the vehicle, peering through the windows. "Doesn't look like it belongs to him," he muttered to Reynolds, just loud enough for Marcus to hear. Before Marcus could respond, Reynolds stepped forward. "Turn around." Marcus hesitated, confused. "Officer, I don't understand." "I haven't." "Turn around," Reynolds snapped, reaching for the cuffs. The cold metal clamped down on Marcus's wrists. A few people on the sidewalk slowed their steps. Then came the sound of phones clicking on, lenses pointed in their direction. "That's Captain Carter," someone whispered. "Why are they cuffing him?" another voice asked. Marcus stood still, his posture rigid. He had been in war zones, faced armed enemies, and kept his composure, but this was different. This was his own city, the streets he had sworn to protect, treating him like a criminal for the color of his skin. Reynolds began guiding him toward the patrol car. Marcus turned his head slightly. "In my phone," he said evenly. "Top right contact. Call that number." Carter's son frowned, but reached into Marcus's pocket, pulling out the phone. The name on the screen was unmistakable, General H. Morris, Pentagon. "You can't be serious," Reynolds said with a scoff. "Go ahead," Marcus replied calmly. "Tell him why you're arresting me." Carter's son hesitated, then pressed the number. The call connected immediately. "This is General Morris," came a deep, authoritative voice. "Who is this, and why are you calling from Captain Carter's phone?" Carter's son glanced at Reynolds, who cleared his throat. Sir, we have Captain Carter detained for questioning." "Detained? For what reason?" the general asked, his tone firm. "Possible suspicion of stolen property," Reynolds muttered. The pause that followed was heavy. Then the general spoke, his voice like steel. "Release him. Now. And prepare for a call from Internal Affairs before the day is over." Neither officer argued. The cuffs came off in seconds. Reynolds mumbled something about a misunderstanding, but Marcus didn't acknowledge it. He took back his phone, smoothed his uniform, and walked to his car without a word. The crowd remained, phones still recording. The silence around the officers was heavier than any accusation. By evening, the video spread across every social platform. Millions watched the footage of a decorated Black Army captain being cuffed without cause. The mayor addressed it publicly, calling it a stain on the city's honor. The police chief issued an official apology. Within weeks, both Reynolds and Carter's son were dismissed from the force. The report cited racial bias and conduct unbecoming of law enforcement. Marcus never sought money or revenge. Instead, he pushed for changes in police training, ensuring no one else would experience what he did. The city council passed new policies on racial bias and cultural sensitivity for all officers. When Marcus finally arrived at his niece's graduation, she spotted him instantly. She ran into his arms, the bouquet still in his hand. "I saw what happened," she whispered. "I'm proud of you." He held her close, knowing that dignity was not something anyone could take, not even behind the weight of handcuffs. Respect, he thought, should not depend on skin color, nor on the uniform a person wears. It should simply be given, because every human being deserves it.